have been an entrepreneur close to 25 years. When I started the insurance industry 24 and a half years ago, I started with a bunch of my friends and we were very close. And I can tell you, most of these friends I had when I started the business before, they were more talented than I was. They speak much better, more educated than I was. And let me tell you, after 24 and a half years now, I can tell you 99.9% of them are no longer in the same industry or as an entrepreneur anymore. And I believe the number one reason why most people cannot achieve success, if I have to name one reason, one thing, this would be it. And this one thing is called monster belief, right? Every successful entrepreneur, whether it's Musk, Ma, Zuckerberg, Bezos, Gates, Buffett, one thing that you notice about them is that they have a monster belief in their cause, in their vision, in what they're trying to do to change the world. Steve Jobs, for example, he was the co-founder of Apple when he was 26 years old, and he knew he had to recruit a right-hand man to help him to scale Apple. And he interviewed many candidates, and he was not impressed by most of them until he met this one candidate by the name called John Sculley. Now, John Sculley at that time was the president of Pepsi. I mean, Sculley was a successful executive and he is super duper wealthy. He's running a giant global organization, Pepsi, right? Steve Jobs tried to recruit him so bad, and every time when he spoke to Sculley, Sculley would turn him down. But Steve Jobs did not give up because he has a monster belief that one day Apple would change the world, and he needed this man to be on his team. So eventually at the end, Steve Jobs dropped one of his most famous lines to recruit John Sculley. And he called John Sculley and left a message on his entry machine back then. And here's what he said. He said, if you ever got tired of selling sugar water, come and change the world with me. And guess what? John Sculley thought about that line and he started Apple with Steve Jobs. The moral of the story is that anyone that you see can get to the highest level in anything, whether it's life, career, business, finance. One of the things that I can tell you is that they have monster belief in what they do. So let me ask you a few questions. How much do you believe in your product? Are you willing to do whatever it takes to share your product to the world, despite what circumstances you might be facing today? Are you willing to do whatever it takes, even though you don't want to do it right now? Are you willing to stand up to protect your company and your cause and your product, even if other people criticize what you do? And if you honestly, deeply say yes to those 4 questions, then I believe you have a monster belief within you. And if you do have a monster belief, you will eventually succeed with time. And I truly believe the number one reason what stops people of achieving greatness in their business and life is the lack of a monster belief. JW here. See you next time. JW here. If you like my content, comment below and download my JW Just Win app. See you next time.